for the previous stream just like cutting out. Our internet hard lagged. I lost the ability to play Genshin. My PlayStation's refusing to reconnect to the internet, so unfortunately, I guess we'll end things there with Genshin and pick up here with State of Decay 2. So, welcome back in. If you were lost, my apologies. You are now found, so welcome in, welcome in. Quick reminder, as I was trying to say before the stream just totally lagged out of existence. Today is a giveaway day, so all you got to do is drop a "Hey, how are you doing?" in the chat, and we'll be picking a winner from one of the lives. We've got $10 PlayStation gift card on the line today. The winner will be picked on the morning of the 28th. No purchase necessary. All you have to do is say "Hey," and we're taking it upon ourselves to give that out as a Christmas present to you guys for being so awesome. So here we are with my community, the Asylum. We have all 9 members of the Asylum present and accounted for. Victoria, Taylor, Gage, Alligator, Hannah, Beeper, Meadow, Kua, and Farhat. Those are the names of the Asylum 9. We have already kind of played how we got to this point. I consider that the prologue. For me, this is where the true mission of the Asylum starts. Hannah now has her 8 community members, 3 lieutenants, and some underlings who are going to promote her mission of trading and making money and establishing the Asylum as one of its meanings. So for those of you who don't know, Asylum is not only a house for people who have mental illnesses, it's also a beacon of light and hope, and it's also known as a place that people can immigrate to or go to for shelter and rescue. And that's what Hannah has chosen to be the title of her flagship community. She wants it to be called the Asylum, where people can come, they can have a warm meal, and they can know that even with the freaks and the plague hearts and the hostile enclaves, there's a place that's safe, and it's going to be her place. And she is going to spend the rest of her days here, growing old, drinking crafted beer, and whooping zombie behind. And she's training up her friends, who she likes to call her family, because they have a lot of history and deep ties to each other. And she would like to send out 3 envoys to start 3 flagship communities from her main asylum. But we are far from that point. We are just beginning our journey together. If this is the first episode you're picking up of the Asylum, since we've just finished the prologue, I will do a rundown of everybody, what they do, who they are, why they're here, real fast, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the gameplay. For the Asylum, we have to start at the top of the hierarchy. At the very tip, we have the only traitor in the 9, Hannah. She leads through believing that we have to fight scarcity by producing valuable goods and trading them for necessities. Leader, it's simple. A rising tide lifts all boats, and a thriving barter system lifts all communities. By helping our neighbors, we help ourselves. To help her community, Hannah Moss has done a lot. Not only does she provide 15 max health to the entire community through her hero bonus, she brings in 7 morale from hating Thanksgiving and being a cancer survivor. She also single-handedly pays for our ability to have an infirmary through her lycanologist status. And she is an amazing character. With our current buffs, she has 178 health, 171 stamina. She runs swordplay and gunslinging as ways of disposing of zombies, and backpacking and resourcefulness together so that she can trade the most amount of things. As the leader of the community, she strives to establish peace through trading, and as a member of the community, she is responsible for buying and selling. Every time an outpost is erected, it's done so with her blessing, her check mark. Every time a community member is brought in, it's done through her. She basically holds the purse strings, and as being the only trader, she's solely responsible for handling the economy of the asylum. She has 3 people under her who she has chosen to be her lieutenants. First off, she has Farhat, one of the older members of the group. He's fought through a lot to be here and to be a strong person. He actually used to be our group's leader, but he ended up stepping down because he thought, with him being the biggest of the lieutenants with like 3 underlings, he thought it looked wrong to outsiders. And he thought it would look better if a woman was leading the group. Because there were some times where women wanted to come into the community, and a dictator leader just sends the wrong message. So Farhat is our warlord lieutenant. He's responsible for smashing any threats that threaten the safety of the group. And he's also kind of like Hannah's personal bodyguard, in the way that nothing will ever touch Hannah. I would dare Zed to try to hit Hannah. Farhat's there, any of his underlings, and they will absolutely level the ground. That whatever, I don't care if it's a juggernaut. They will protect Hannah to their last breath, just because she's a precious person and means a lot to Farhat. When he was the leader, she was his advisor, and he gave up power to her just because he thought that the world would perceive a camp run by a woman better than they would a camp run by a man. Especially when he's a warlord and his whole thing is just everybody burns all the time. Which is great if the plague is coming, but not so much great for when you're trying to build a structure with people coming in and coming out. And she's very good about telling people to leave in a way that doesn't cause hostility. So Farhat, the lieutenant, his particular job, again, his overall warlord umbrella, is anything that poses a threat to the camp has to be dealt with. He specifically handles blood plague hearts, and only blood plague hearts. With our buffs, he has 178 health and 131 stamina. He brings in another stack of Back from the Edge, meaning that he brings in another 15 max health, but that's not all he does. Far from it. He's a blood plague survivor, meaning that part of the reason he goes out and handles the hearts is so that no one else does. And while a lot of people have said Farhat is too aggressive, part of the thing that the people don't understand about Farhat is his willingness to protect others with his own life. So while on the surface he comes across as this hardened warlord, the fact is, day to day, camp to camp, city to city, he's the one putting his life on the line repeatedly to fight the blood plague directly at its source. Because he doesn't want anyone else to get sick. He can't get sick from the blood plague. Sure, he can get physically damaged, but not sick. So, he's lost a lot of people to it, and his goal is to never lose anyone else. He wants to eradicate the blood plague. Of course, he does it very violently, but I don't think anyone in this camp would look down on Farhat. They might disagree with Farhat's decisions, and the influence that Farhat has on Hannah can be a little overbearing at times, but he does so from a place of, actual love. And it's taken me a long time to realize that he respects Hannah quite a bit. And when he says no to something, he's not saying no to something because he's trying to be the leader without being the leader. What he's trying to do is protect the camp. And he would be the first one to lay down his life to protect this camp. There's no questions Farhat would fight tooth and nail if some threat arose. So with that said, some other things he brings to the table are another 10 health, so he personally is rocking 25 max health through the community, an additional 10 stamina. He's got combat and gunslinging to get rid of the zombies. He's got stealth. If he needs to be quiet, he can do that. And if he doesn't want to be quiet, he's got powerhouse to combined with gunslinging and close combat. And no matter what the situation is, just absolutely slap back. So he's our first lieutenant. And like I said, he really comes from a place of love. It's just you have to understand his love is just a little different than other people's love. Lieutenant 2 was actually Gage. He was like the second one she made her lieutenant. He is the leader of the Builders Guild, and he is responsible for getting the camp up to snuff, rebuilding whatever fortress they're living in to like these incredible lengths, and continuing the supply chain to make sure that Hannah can do her mission of trading, and part of it is him bringing in stuff to sell. So he's very valuable to the community. He brings in reduced food consumption by preventing people from going in the kitchen. Like, you all think I'm joking, but his hero bonus literally says, I've made a plan for all our meals going out for the next couple of weeks. It's a lot less wasteful than giving everybody the run of the kitchen. I could picture Gage locking the kitchen. Like, management thinks I'm joking, but I think she could see it too. Gage just padlocking the kitchen and refusing to let people in. Because that's just who Gage is. He's hard when he has to be, but he's a very understanding. But like, if you're hungry, he'll give you food, but he's not going to just let you snack all day just to take away food from someone else. He's into agriculture, and he is a core of feeding the people. He's got backpacking and resourcefulness to help him accomplish his mission of picking up all the stuff all the time, because as a part of the Builder clan, he is part of my community's way of sustaining themselves. He's got close combat and sharpshooting, so if these zombies try to touch him, he can decline. And he doesn't have to be pummeled if he doesn't want to be pummeled. Now, he wouldn't necessarily approach a Juggernaut or a Feral, but if they came in him, he would give them everything he had. Our third and final sheriff, the last one that kind of got to be a leader, was Beeper. And Caleb is not a fighter. He was not a fighter when we got him, but by the time we were done with him, right after Farhat, I feel like Beeper would be right behind him as far as when threats come in. He is the sheriff leader, and what he does in his positioning is he's responsible for running outreach programs through missions and getting scouting done for the Builders faction. A lot of the factions work together. There's 4 factions, and they work together to make the asylum a home at all times. He has another meal plan person, so another person. He and Gage would like just jointly lock the door, and you're not getting past one of them, let alone both of them. Before the apocalypse, he was a former model, but now he's our head mechanic and responsible for servicing our fleet, in addition to handling missions and scouting and all of that good stuff. He handles himself with marathon and scouting so that he can run really far and he knows what's in his area. And if you do attack him, he has close combat and gunslinging to absolutely level the field and protect not only himself, but the people he's serving, the community he serves as well. Under each one of these leaders, the leaders have some underlings. For Farhat, he has Kawa, Taylor, and Victoria. A lot of people have found it interesting that Farhat has women working for him. I don't know why. I don't know what Farhat ever did to give you guys the assumption that he dislikes women. I mean, he works for Hannah and has no issue working for Hannah, so I don't know why you guys would think it's weird that 2 of his warlord underlings are women. But somebody left a comment saying that, like, why doesn't Farhat have an army of dudes? He seems like he doesn't like women. Don't know where you're coming from, but Kawua is his next in command. Kawua is another blood plague survivor, and that's why Farhat chose him to be like his next in line. If anything happens to Farhat, he has nominated this dude to step forward and take his place. Right now, Kua handles hordes and freak shooting, and he's kind of a sniper for the team, where he goes out and just removes large groups of zombies and freaks so that the others can have safe passage through that area. Typically around my base and outposts, he'll go in and just remove those threats so we don't have to deal with them. He was already a heavy hitter before I got him, and he has definitely kept the pummeling up non-stop. With our buffs, he comes up with a staggering 234 health, so my man is pretty much a tank for the community. The other two ladies are Taylor and Victoria. Victoria is our nurse slash doctor slash infirmary user, and she does a lot of health stuff for the community. When she's not providing medical care for the community, she goes out and clears the infestations, because she believes if we burn the infestations away, the zombies have much less of a foothold on the community around us, making it safer for everyone, meaning she'll see less injuries at the end of the day. And then Taylor chooses to 1v1 hostile enclaves because she can. It's just that simple. She's kind of just a bruiser character, where she believes that if you take out those who oppose us, then there will be no threats to not just us, but our enclaves as well. Everybody else only has one underling, because Farhat kind of took the majority, but he had the most things under his umbrella to tackle, so he got the most support. Next up is Beeper, having Alligator as his second. Similar to how Farhat has Koa, Beeper has Alligator. Alligator would step up and become Beeper if she needed to, for whatever reason. Right now, she takes on the scouting portion of the sheriff requirements, and so she takes that off his plate, but he's already nominated her. He has a lot of faith in her that she can do exactly what he does in the event that he was not in the community for whatever reason. And then Gage also has an underling. He has Miss Meadow, and again, he's nominated Meadow 100%, that if anything were to happen to him, she would step up. Where he does general scavenging, she does specific looting, and she's called our runner. If we need a vehicle run for, heaven forbid, in the event one of the 9 were to perish, Meadow would be the one dispatched to get their gear and to perform the elimination. And that's just who my people are and what they do. A brief summary, well, maybe not so brief, but the shortest way that I could say who everyone is and what they do and why they're here. I hope that clarified for everyone. And again, I don't know where this whole controversy of Farhat hating women comes from, but it's not there. Just like how I've made a story for them, I think it's make-believe. So, that's my community. These are the asylum. These are my 9. This is my base currently. We have a watchtower for protection. We have a command center so that we can get calls out. We have storage, so obviously we could store things. We have 4 whopping parking spots. I believe we're only using 2 of them. Oh, we're actually using 3 of them because I forgot we picked up a repair van last episode. The things I've added personally in my community: a kitchen for Farhat to feed the masses. I just thought that in the apocalypse, having a kitchen isn't the worst thing because we can produce food on the fly if we need it. We have a garden to back the kitchen and the still, and a still to produce high-end resources to sell. We have a workshop to take care of our weapons and to make weapons of war. We have an infirmary to treat those who get sick, and a trade depot because Hannah is in charge, and Hannah wants to see trading. So basically, our church on the hill is sustained by trading with outside enclaves. We do currently have 5 outposts around the map. 3 of them are for beds, 1 of them is for ammo, 1 of them is for materials, and that's just how we're working right now. We have a pull on our food. My survivors eat 2.8 food a day, but currently between Gage, Alligator, and the garden, we are receiving 3 food a day despite the pull on our food. We have an infirmary pull on our medicine, but Hannah answers that personally. The bell tower is charging us 1 ammo a day, but our animal outpost is refunding it. For materials, our trade depot and our tier 2 still are each taking 1 material, but I have a material outpost and a workshop tier 2 that are fighting those back. No pull on fuel just yet. No pull on our parts. We've gotten up to 400 parts, even though Farhat is single-handedly trying to run me out of parts by constantly having to repair his gear. And we will get some money per day card through our trade depot. So that's what's going on. We do have 10 labor because one of our people, I think it's either Meadow or Taylor, has construction, and we get an extra labor from that situation. We're going to go ahead and make some craft beer, so that can be processing in the background. And then that's pretty much all we're doing at home. We don't have any missions currently right now. As you can see, we failed the last one, but it's because I was talking. My apologies, I guess. We got quite a few freaks around the house. We have bloaters, a horde. So we're going to open this episode with showing off what Kua can do and having him secure around the base so that we feel a little bit safer. So we're going to open with Kua just going out and doing his sniper thing. He finally got gunslinging for me, so life is going to be a little bit easier. When we first got him, he had, I think, sharpshooting, and while that was helpful for a time, there's nothing like gunslinging in the game. As you can see, he just cleared that whole group of zombies very quickly, very efficiently. We're going to move on to the next set of freaks that he needs to remove. If you're new to the game, I just want to let you know that there are Zeds. Then there are Zeds dipped in Blood Plague, which can infect you with Blood Plague if you're not immune. Which, as you can see, is pretty rare. It's a pretty rare trait to be immune. And then after that, there's these nasty dudes on all fours called Ferals that will absolutely wreck your day. They hit really hard. There's Screamers. They stand on two legs like that. And if one notices you, it will scream, inviting other zombies to come mess up your day. There's also bloaters that are big green sacks of smoke gas. I don't know how to really describe them properly. Smoke gas. And there's actually a couple this way that I can show off. And then we've got double juggernauts, so we're gonna have him just do his thing, and he may have to restock. Actually, he does need to restock before he takes out the juggernauts, but we can get these bloaters down without any more prep. Yeah, they look like that. Big, giant, green sacks of walking goo, smoke, and I don't want them, so just put a bullet to them, and there you go. And you do get paid on green pretty well for these guys. If you guys are not familiar, green is the lowest difficulty you can physically play the game on. After that, there's standard, and then after that, there's some other difficulties that I really don't worry myself too much about, but it can get pretty difficult depending on how difficult you want your zombie apocalypse to be. You can make it pretty hard. I would actually like a level below green that says, like, hi, I'm just here to play the game. Please stop throwing zombies at me. Because they have intensified green by intensifying other levels. Green used to be a pretty safe environment to play in. I'd say after day 10 that green is, like, no longer safe. You can take some pretty substantial damage, despite the critics saying that green is still too easy. When they went through and they made difficulty changes to the other levels, green kind of got altered just by proxy. Management and I kind of both agree that green has been kind of overbuffed. So I think the development team could actually add like a level. You can call it baby if you want to. I just need a level where like the zombies chill, dude. They don't need to. I don't need 2 juggernauts by my base, for example. That would be really nice if they were not there. Just personal preference, I guess. So I'm out of boom booms. So we need to make more boom booms.
I mean, of course it did.
So let's go ahead and make another round of boom booms so he can grab the boom booms. Hello. I've requested the boom booms. Oh, we had boom booms, but they were not where I wanted them. I didn't realize they went to the bottom of the stack. So I need 4 each, so I need 8. Alright, very good. Let's go talk to this double juggernaut issue that I'm having. For instance, 2 juggernauts in one location feet from each other should just not be happening, in my opinion. This is supposed to be the easy mode that's supposed to prepare you for harder adventures. And I'm not sure what 2 juggernauts is preparing me for, to be perfectly honest. I will show you the way I take them out on green, so if you run into this issue on green and you just don't want to deal with it, allow me to show you the sauce way. That big dude over there is a juggernaut. If you go below half health with your character, he will rip you in half. Physically rip your character in half, and this game is permadeath, so you will lose your character. If you don't want to lose your character, you want to get rid of a juggernaut on green, specifically, just go ahead and make some of these wonderful pipe bombs. Don't miss like I just did. It's a very important step. don't get grabbed by zombies while you're getting this done either. When I hit him 4 pipe bombs, he'll go into a staggered state, and you can very easily just remove him from the area. Now I'm going to go a little bit away because I don't want to spark up the other Juggernaut just yet. I've only got 3 now because I missed. So I had to use one of the second Juggernauts. Seggernauts. I love how I just combined words when I'm trying to talk. I had to use one of the other guys as Stufé to take him down, but I'll show you how the alternate method works as well. If you don't want to use 4 pipe bombs because it can be costly, what we can do instead is go bother the Juggernaut. I love how your weapon's yellow, buddy. I love that for me. Yeah, he wants some assistance now. You hit him with some pipe bombs. If you don't have pipe bombs, you're just gonna have to do like a lot of melee. Okay? And then for me, I just start racking back headshots. Okay. We don't want you to hit me. So you want to avoid taking any damage from him specifically. Other zombies get you, that's okay. We just don't want him to be a problem. If you would like to control him, the easiest way I have found is to go into a building so that only the Zeds can come in, the smaller baby Zeds. And then you can deal with them kind of accordingly, like a 1v1 style. Bro, you were supposed to grab him, not have him grab you. Can you please get your stuff together? I said how good you were to the crafters, and now you're making me look like I have a delusion disorder. So just really quickly, we're just gonna take care of these Zeds that have wandered in, because I don't want to get beat by them while I'm trying to handle Mr. Juggernaut. Like I said, this is only the method if you don't have enough pipe bombs. I showed you how easy it was with pipe bombs. Without them, I consider it much harder, but not impossible. You just have to control where the Juggernaut is at all times and be aware that he could absolutely end you the lower your health goes. Yeah, that's when management stopped playing. One of her team members was Juggernauted, and that was the end for her because she really liked the team member. And it happened on green before anybody says that doesn't happen. Oh, he took an injury. We're out. I said we're out. Nope. Nope. We're out, dude. We're out. This is now danger zone, so we're gonna have to go get... And we're gonna have to go... He said, uh-oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to go over this wall. Because I, for some reason, can't remember how to run all of a sudden. There we go. Alright, we're out. Unfortunately, the method sometimes doesn't work, as the Juggernauts are not made to be easy targets. So, I will show you an alternative method. It may require some character switching, because he's like out of bullets, so it just wasn't working. This is why I bring 4 pipe bombs. If you don't have 4 pipe bombs, what you can do is you can go get somebody with a big mag size, like Mr. Farhat. And he doesn't like that his teammate just got smashed up. So he's going to go talk to the Juggernaut. And I'm not going to waste any more pipe bombs. But I am going to go bug him. Because absolutely not are you staying by my house. That's not happening. Farhat has a little bit of a different solution.
I don't think I can go much longer without rest.
Okay, there we go. Alright, just put a bunch of bullets in him instead, which is always an alternate method. Now, if you looked in the upper left-hand corner while Farhat was fighting, you would have noticed that Kawa is already recovered from his massive injury. And that's because I've got my people kind of stacked on healing speeds and stuff like that, and Victoria takes care of our community pretty decently. So, while this method wastes a lot more bullets, it's up to you which one you're comfortable with. Whether you would rather use explosives on the Juggernaut, or whether you would rather just use, at the cost of more bullets, not risk as many potential for injury. You saw that even with my character kitted and ready to fight the Juggernaut, his 22 rifle doesn't have as many, this bullet size of Farhat's 5.56 rifle, so his bullets just do more damage. So if you want to fight a Juggernaut without the explosives, I would recommend bringing larger rounds than 22s. You saw from what happened on my screen, kind of the case of what can happen, and I stopped it short of disaster so that nothing bad happened, but had Kua continued the fight, that could have been an instance where a permadeath occurred, and I didn't want that. So today's agenda is pretty short.
My turn.
We do have one local disturbance that Beeper needs to check into, and then we pretty much secured everything else last time, so we'll just be doing some trading at the end of today's episode. So let's go run over and see what the survivalist house has going on and why somebody called us saying they have an issue. And then we'll close with some parting words, some reminders, and some trading. Wish the Genshin hadn't just cut me off. I was vibing with you guys. But we're back. We've handled it. We've switched systems. And I've already got a notification that the game is successfully installing. I don't know why it's saying I'm leaving the mission area when I'm running up on it, but here we are. Looks like a feral and a ton of zombies. Love that for me. Beeper, I don't think you're really geared to be here right now. Let's get the situation under control. Dang, man. I did not see you coming, Mr. Zombie. That's I thought I had killed everybody outside.
It's a feral.
Yeah, that is a feral, buddy. And of course you got tackled by said feral, because you couldn't move. Because you're out of stamina, of course you are. This is like my worst nightmare. Beeper's hurt. Surrounded by two ferals. He can't move. He's being feral tackled like non-stop. We're trying to get away from the house because there's just a bunch of nasty stuff going on. Get rid of that feral. Get you some medication going on. Get back to the house. Beeper took a lot of damage, but he's alright. That's where remaining calm comes into effect. You don't want to panic in these situations, because panicking in State of Decay 2 results in a dead character. Had I panicked, Beeper would be dead. It's just that simple. We failed the local disturbance because you let the guy die. Fantastic. He just couldn't work any faster because he just couldn't. It's that simple. Beeper tried to save the guy, but it was one dude versus a whole ton of zombies. And with the feral, there was just nothing he could do. We were literally like 5 zombies from... No, the guy died. Yeah, he cleared the house, but he did it too slowly, and we ended up losing the guy. But, you know, maybe we don't want a dude that is gonna die to a few zombies. Just saying. Go ahead and take the rest of your medicine. There you go. We're alright. But Beaver played ahead. He had medicine. He had bullets. Life was okay. But as you can see, crafters, even a community that is kitted, geared, and perfectly positioned to do their jobs can get absolutely just wrecked, even on the quote-unquote baby level of green. Some YouTubers have claimed that if you're getting wrecked on green, you know, it's a you thing. You're just not very good at the game. And my answer to them would be, I have a lot of hours invested in the game. I actually consider myself pretty okay at playing this game. And I haven't lost somebody to nonsense in a while. That said, I think as time goes on in this game, it's built to get harder and more difficult. And even the YouTubers that I see that are quote-unquote professional State of Decay YouTubers, they lose people non-stop in their apocalypse People are dying, they're having to replace them. People are starving, people are leaving their communities. They're having issues that none of us would want to deal with. So, I don't know. Yes, the game that I want to play tonight is actually almost done. I said while playing Genshin Impact, I didn't think it would be ready, but I'm having to eat my words because it's just a strict disc download, so it's just absolutely slaying. Management needs my attention for a couple of minutes, so give me a second, crafters. I'll be right back. Alright, crafters. Did they seriously just call me about the same freak? I'm not going over there no matter how many times you call me. You can't just repeatedly call me on the phone and have me go do, like, the same thing. Grab some more bullets for both of weapons. I need more 22s and more 9s, so I might have to do some crafting before we trade. Alright, he's locked and loaded. Put the extra back so because everybody works off of one pool, crafters. So if somebody takes some bullets, I try to make sure there's bullets for the next person who steps up as well. I need to quickly grind some bullets, 22s and 9s, and I have that installed, so for the cost of 4 bullets, I can kind of refresh those two categories real fast, and I will get, with the way I have it set up, I get 75 22 calibers and 79 millimeters, so that's certainly a few bullets, if nothing else. Right, we're going to go ahead and switch to Hannah, our leader, while Beeper kind of heals from his gallon of nonsense that just happened. We have about 20 minutes left in the stream. We're going to use that 20 minutes to chat, talk, and do some trading. Before I call a trader out, I like to go see what it is I have on hand to trade. I know I made some beer, so we're going to be grabbing that some beer. And then anything else that I have that I don't mind getting rid of, like that heavy backpack that I'll never use. These notes. And then once she is completely full, I make sure that my still is brewing. Pretty much that still is going to run non-stop, so I'm going to have to make sure that we have food coming in for that still at all times. And then we go to her menu and use the call for traders option, and I'm actually just going to trade with a food trader so that I can buy food off of him and put it directly back into the system. So you pay $100 to get a trader to come out to you. You can click on the trader so that you'll see where they're coming from. In this case, this trader is coming from a very dangerous area. So Patrick is not anywhere close to the base. He's 700 meters away. So I'm going to let Patrick kind of make his way here while I get set up and make sure I'm in a decent position. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with for the trade. And then I'm going to go outside, and while we wait for Patrick to come on over, I'm going to make sure that any food in our excess van, which is basically a van we found last episode that's storing some of our overage, gets put back into the system, because we're down to 17 food, and that's a little bit low. I'll buy some food from Patrick for sure, but I'm going to want to make sure that we're refilling the coffers as much as I can on our end while he tries to figure out how to get closer to my base. I think he's having to go around objects. We don't have any food in that van, so we're going to go check my main storage van over here. I may end up needing to buy some from Patrick for real, but let's see. yeah, I only have one bag of extra food. That's day 7, so I'm gonna get 2 food from um, just how I have my base set up, and then I'm gonna double down and put in 6 food, meaning that I'm gonna have a space for food to trade with Patrick, and he's finally making his way downtown, walking slow. But dude, so we're gonna let him close the gap to us a little bit more. Once it gets within 100 meters, I'll go to him, but I'm not gonna risk the biscuit with my one and only trader if he is going to essentially make his way to us. Um, as it's the last 20 minutes of the stream, I just want to thank everybody who has participated in our streams recently. We have slowed down in growth a lot, so every person is extremely valuable to come by. If you haven't done so already, we don't just stream on Twitch, but I also upload those streams to my YouTube channel. I've got all of the streams sorted into different playlists so that if you're wanting to pursue a specific topic or specific game, you can do that. And not mess with any of the other content. If you want to, you can go through all the playlists. There's a lot of content, so in the event that we're ever offline and not available for your daily live streaming needs, we do have a lot of off-stream things that you can participate in. If you ever want to contact me, you can do so via a whisper on Twitch, dropping a comment on any of my YouTube videos, obviously coming into my live stream and chatting with me, or if you're a little bit more shy and you think, maybe public isn't the route for you, obviously there's the Twitch Whisper, but I also promote that my business email, kittycrab0220@gmail.com, is open and available for comments, questions, concerns, whatever it might be. If you need to get to me, there are resources. He's finally here, so let's go ahead and meet him outside and show you guys what these crafts beers sell for. We'll stop him over here in the graveyard. Pretty safe place. It's within the circle of my base. So he's like, "You folks hungry? I have plenty of food for trade."
Way too many Z infestations out there.
Great, my dude. Great. So 1 3-pack of the beer I've been crafting is $153. So that's a 3-pack. I craft a 4-pack. A single beer by itself, a single 4-pack of beer, retails for $51. So if you put it all together, it's over $200 for one craft of a 4-pack of beer. But for whatever reason, when you grab it out of your storage, it will only stack in packs of 3. So keep in mind, it does make a 4-packs of beers, 4 6-packs of beer at a time, but it's only, and one slot only holds 3 of these 6-packs. So bring some room if you're wanting to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and sell him 2 of the 6-packs back to back. He's still got enough money for another 6-pack, so we're going to sell him that. We've still got more stuff to sell him, but let's go ahead and buy 1 unit of food off of him. Then sell him another set of 6-packs. Then we'll take the fancy snacks off of him, and we'll sell him as much more of the stuff as we can. I also have a bottle of decent whiskey, which runs for $34 just for that. Sell him the rest of my craft beer. I can hit him with this pack of cheap smokes for 102. That'll put us down pretty close. And then hopefully, yep, he could take everything else we have for sale. In total, I sold him 13 6-packs of beer, and he is reselling that amount for $1,950. So you can see the markup on buying it back is pretty huge, but you're making a pretty good penny. I've run him down to only about $50. So that's all I really wanted from him. So we're good. I did buy a rucksack of food to make the transaction possible, but it's kind of about keeping my money and doing what I need to get done. So we're just going to throw the rucksack back in storage. So now we've got a ruck for the next round of crafting, so we can keep our food high while still making a profit. You guys saw how profitable that exchange was on our end. He'll stay here at the base for 30 minutes. It took him a while to get here, but he'll stay here for another 23 minutes. So if I find things in my storage that I don't personally want, I can always run them out to him and make some exchanges. Now, he's only got 50 bucks on him right now, so if I do want to trade with him, I'm going to have to keep that in the back of my mind, that anything I want to sell him, I'm going to have to concede some more of my moolah, but it's kind of a
Nerd alert.
give and take with the trading. We do have a stranger who came in, so we're going to have Hannah greet them and see what they want while she's trying to do her trading.
Always on the lookout for a community to join.
She says she's always on the lookout for a community to join. That's a sus statement. Management, let me just read you the statement and you tell me how you feel. I'm always on the lookout for a community to join. Management says that's straight sus. And here's why. You guys would be like, oh, she says she's on the lookout for a community to join. It's the fact that she says always in that statement. So it sounds like nobody wants this girl, and she's just coming to our door to see if, like, we'll be the community of the week. You know, we'll be the next one to say, okay, let's learn about her real fast. So she says her name is Rayhan, and she goes by Rayhan. She has 104 health, 100 stamina. She's done no cardio training, 1 point of wit, 1 point of fighting, 1 point of shooting, no fifth skill, and she's only got one trait she's willing to open up about. Hannah has an open door policy, so we'll bring her in, but
it's
I
better
am
than
not
the alternative.
sure
Thank you.
about this.
Really? I didn't know what I'd
Okay.
do if you said no.
Here she is, management. Here's Rayhan. So with our buff, she'll go up to 154 health, 110 stamina without having to do anything. She is a traitor, so she would fall under Hannah's leadership. She eats like a bird, meaning she's not even gonna want like our food, but she has like nothing else about her. Management says she could stay for now. We have a bunk for her, so it's not really an issue. And obviously, I just read out to you guys, I got a lot of extra food coming in, so we definitely have the food to feed her. So Hannah's like, hey, I could finally get myself an assistant. Wouldn't that be nice? Hannah does not ever get an assistant, so her having an assistant wouldn't be the end of the world. So let's go ahead and grab her assistant. The only thing about taking Rayhan into the community is we're now at 10. If you guys don't know what 10 means it locks us out of a lot of different ways to obtain people. At 9, you're at the soft cap. At 12, you're at the hard cap. At 10, it means at 9 or greater, I can't call anybody in to my community, and the only way is for people to come to my base. I believe at 10, they stop pushing people to you, and you can only get the last 2 members through either the builder's last mission or from a specific enclaves that Crumble will offer to join you. So that's the only way to get to a full 12. We're kind of comfy at 9, but if Rayhan wants to join the community and she's serious about joining the community, then we will gladly accept her with open arms, as long as she doesn't give Hannah any reasons to regret that, because as Hannah's basically protege or underling, it would be completely Hannah's jurisdiction if she stays or not. And we'll just start the 10 minutes over to make more beer, because that's literally all Hannah does is make beer and call people in. So we're going to have the new girl. Let's check her out. She brought in a Model 80 shotgun, a fencing tool, and she's running a bit on the heavy side. So let's go and get her adjusted. And by adjusted, I mean I bring the character over to my bin, and I disarm her. I take away her weapons. I change out her backpack if I can. We've got some bigger ones I can give her. So let's give her a bigger backpack space. She'd be a trader, so that would mean she'd have to be ready and willing to accept trading. And we'll give her a pistol for right now so she could protect herself. People in my community do not get a melee weapon until they train up their fighting skill.
Watch out.
So you will not get a weapon until you prove that you earned one. I mean, you eat less, that's great, but people can have up to 4 traits that could populate during the gameplay. So you may end up with something I don't like. So you're not settled until you're settled, if that makes sense. And with you not having a 5th skill, you're certainly not settled yet. With our time remaining, I think I'm going to run out and have her tap a bloater just to see if we can't learn more about her. Right now, we just know she's a recruit and she's a trader. We don't even know what her hero bonus is, and that is one of the deciding factors for us to invest resources in the character or not. If they don't have a good hero bonus, like I've gone through some of my hero bonuses, if they don't have one that I determine to be good, like they kind of get the boot very quickly.
Feral here.
Did that do it? That gave her a good portion, but not enough. I don't really want her doing a feral or juggernaut, so let's walk her around to the far side where there's just a horde, and let her handle that instead. I try not to put my recruits in too big a threat too quickly, but I do put them in a small amount of threat, just because this is an apocalypse, and you're gonna have to learn to live with threat. If you can't handle the thought of a horde or zombies or, the fact that you might get hurt, then, well, I'm sorry, but the apocalypse just isn't for you, and my community isn't for you. Alright, take that one down by itself. We've only got 14 shots. So we've got to be careful, extremely careful how she plays this. She does not have a massive health pool. So this zombie's by itself. Go for a takedown. Cross the barrier. Stay down.
Well,
Yeah,
I
of
guess
course
that
I
plan
failed
didn't really
freaking
do
out.
much
If you
good.
tell me there's a freak in your house, why are you going to expect me to come over, my dude? My guy, why would you expect that from me? Okay, you've upset everyone. Alright, we gotta move. Okay, she got grabbed. This is not the sauce. Excuse me. Pardon me. Gonna run now. You've already taken an injury. You're out. You're done. Training day's over. I thought you could handle the horde, but I didn't expect them to all immediately turn around. Try to get some headshots here to get some shooting. Okay, there we go. We're just retreating towards her the base because we do have a sniper tower that should start helping her pick some of these off. Therefore making her a little tiny bit safer, like not perfect. Plus the trader outside will fight if they feel they are threatened in any way. So you can use the trader kind of as like an extra person if you need to tap out Zeds. Without gunslinging, I'm not very shot-horrific at this game. That's why you'll notice the majority of my people have the gunslinging opportunity.
That was my last shot.
Okay, did any of that help you? Yes, it did. She has another copy of Meal Plan. That wouldn't help me with this community, but it would help me in the future. So I may just let her stay here for a while and kind of hone her skills. Or I may send her on to our training program where she could really refine her skills with some other people and basically be ready to participate in a community in the future. Because it is hard to get Meal Plan, so when I get it, I respect it. I think I'm just going to honestly strip you of your stuff and send you out, since Meal Plan is something I'm going to want to train you for. So my apologies for the brief introduction and then telling you to get the heck out. But it's a positive get the heck out. It's I need you to go to Trumbull Valley and train with our training team. And we may meet again under different circumstances. Have a good one. You be safe as well, Rayhan. Alright, so that was a good find. Just not a good one for our community. Management says that she would like me to kind of close outside of the community and show you the pot that I keep talking about, so that's fine. We'll just go ahead and close the asylum for right now, and I'll show you the stack deck of people I'm kind of hiding. Well, I mean, I'm not hiding them. I know they're there. I keep referencing them, so obviously I'm not, like, pretending they don't exist. But this is the legacy pool. If you guys don't know, this is the main screen of State of Decay. You could choose campaign, which is what I was just playing. Heartland is a deeper story. I believe it takes place before in between 1 and 2. So there was a State of Decay 1. It was a story-based game, and then we have this game, State of Decay 2. Heartland kind of happens between them. So if you're wanting to have a little bit more content. That DLC definitely recommend. Daybreak is just waves and waves of zombies. So if you enjoy that content more than maybe the main, some people just literally buy State of Decay 2 to play Daybreak. It's like people playing Call of Duty for zombies. It is what it is. But on the main screen, if you open this thing Legacy Pool, these are survivors you saved. Without the 9 that are currently in my community, these are the other 20 people that I have socked away safely and securely. You can see we have a backup mechanic that I've trained to kind of be Beeper, but in another community. He's got some skills, definitely. His name's Bear. Then we have Faith, who I thought that recycling would be more interesting than it was. So I trained Faith up and gave her some skills because I thought maybe someday I might need recycling, and so I have Faith if I need that. But kind of after doing some gameplay with Faith, management and I are still not 100% sure that she would ever be a 100% part of a playthrough for us. I have another fisherman. Flora is another one of my fishermen. Fisher ladies. I mean, I don't want to, call her a fisherman and upset her, but she handles fishing. So obviously, I have a fisher woman in my community. I don't really need another one. So it's kind of like she's just in the pool, waiting for an opportunity. I've got Haas, who is a computer specialist specializing in programming. So she's available if I need a computer person. I've got Jose, who does driving. I went through this period where I wanted one of each skill, so that's how Jose kind of ended up here. Odd, but there. Kevin does music, because again, I was trying to collect one of each skill, and I thought music would do more than it does. For me, it's really not the sauce, but we have Kevin just in case. I decide it's the sauce someday. Latana is our main computers people. If you have been paying attention since the beginning of her Silent Legacy, you know that she joined very early, set up our command center, and then left. You can see that she's had quite a bit of gameplay under her belt. It's because she brings in 12 morale between being hopeful and playing zombie games, which both bring in 6 morale each. Why she's part of the team, essentially. Lords is a moldable character that I haven't decided what to do with yet. Same thing with Mary. Nava, I just liked her, like, kind of grandma character model. I thought it'd be fun to have an apocalypse where it was all, like, older people who were kind of fighting back. That's why we have Nava. She's into chemistry munitions, so she's definitely already down to fight back. Love that about her. Oswald is one of our only utility people right now. He's into electrical work. I haven't figured out where he would work into my main community, but I would want him in a community. Definitely a boss man in his own right. Raquel, I think that the only thing I'd say about Raquel is she must have a hero bonus that I just want for some reason. Rebecca here she has a morale bonus. She has munitions all the way up. And I think that she has a pretty decent... All these people have been checked for hero bonuses as well. So while I don't know what it is offhand, I'm sure she has a decent one. You just saw Rayhan. Here she is, safe and secure, waiting, training. Sean is another... We have a lot of people into chemistry. He's another person into chemistry. The reason I found him was former inmate. I just thought would be a cool trait to play around with coming, like, right, so he's done something with his life. He did do time in prison, and he's honest about it, but he's also a chemical engineer, so I just thought that's kind of a card I didn't want to throw away. Tina is another cook. It's just I didn't need Tina and Farhat. Toby, I don't know what Toby does, but I'm sure I had a reason. Again, I'm sure I had a reason for these last people. Vegas has a really cool name. And then Yaping was into engineering. We wanted to learn what engineering did when it was all leveled up. So in short, that's my legacy pool. Those are the characters that are going to be building the other communities once Farhat, Beeper, and Gage are willing and ready to leave the nest. Those are the people that they're going to be choosing from to back them and build their communities. And they're going to turn to the legacy pool to support them, how Hannah has turned to it to support herself. And they're going to become leaders in their own right with their own communities, fighting back against the apocalypse, fighting the Zeds, and making names for themselves. In this last minute, I would just like to thank management for being this main sponsor of this channel. I would like to thank everybody who's donated, and I would like to remind everyone that today's streams are for the giveaway. So just stop by and say hey if you would like to, if you and or follow, and we'll get you added into the giveaway for the $10 PlayStation gift card. Again, the drawing for that 28th morning, early afternoon, whenever I get up, basically, is when management and I will be doing the drawings. Tomorrow's giveaway is my copy of The Man of Medan for Xbox. So if you're interested in getting your hands on that for 100% free, then please visit tomorrow's streams. Again, if you want a $10 PlayStation gift card, that's what we're doing today. That is our 60 minutes for State of Decay 2. And we're going to switch content, and we'll be back with you with some more grade A content in just a minute. Keep on crafty crafters, Kitty Craft out.